Turnovers, bad coaching, and the refs. The Chicago Sky attempted to overcome a lot in their comeback attempt against the Connecticut Sun, and unfortunately, they just fell a little bit short. But we're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. Stevo C-Dub, myself, Haize, we all in the building tonight to talk about this loss to the to the Connecticut Sun. Fellas, this was a game that a bad second quarter. Other than the second quarter, the Sky played a pretty good game. The first quarter was tied 17-17. We lost the second quarter 18-28, won the third quarter 29-18, and then lost by 3 in the fourth quarter, eventually losing the game by only 2 points. This is a game that was still winnable down the stretch of the game. Some questionable decisions by Teresa Weatherspoon. Let's start there because I think that's where we all can agree that we're all kind of mad questionable about what happened there. How do you feel about Teresa Weatherspoon's coaching down the stretch of this game?
I think it was absolutely awful. The worst down the stretch coaching job I've seen in a long time in all of basketball. First of all, some of the sets and plays that were run were just not up to par when you're trying to win a game in this magnitude. How physical it is. You need to put the ball in your best players' hands and make them make plays. Oh, sure, of course. LA was doing some great things out there. But this is the crunch. You get your best players of Kennedy Carter, Angel Reese, and Camila Cardoso. When the game is on the line, they need to touch the ball. Absolutely, that timeout when it looked like we probably had the advantage going down the court was absolutely just bad, bro. It was just bad. Some might want to try to give Teresa Weatherspoon the excuse. It's her first year as a head coach, but she's been coaching for half the fucking season right now, bro.
Yeah.
So it really ain't no excuse. She's played the game at the highest level. She played the game at the highest level. She should know better than this. You get the ball in your best players' hands. I think she lost this game for her team.
Steve-O?
It's just this simple. That third quarter team on the Chicago Sky team, that was the team that got us in this game. I don't know what the fuck that team was that came out in that fourth because everything shifted. Everything. We all know who was getting it going majority of this game. Camila. We took the ball out of her hands. We started making her make passes. Why? I don't know. Kept doing that. Then we're just allowing LA to just stand at the perimeter. Then we're waiting for Rachel to come around when it's 10 seconds on the clock. And she got to make a primary decision where it's to shoot or pass. She can't pass. So why are we putting her in that situation? 2. Where the fuck was Izzy at this whole game? Because she could have helped in them scoring droughts when we just sit here like, I don't know who to pass it to now. At the end of the day, when it comes down to certain time, yes, I understand we're a young team and you got to go through a process of learning how to win. We'd have been in this situation multiple fucking times. Multiple times. From the coaching, from the team, all the above. What the fuck performance was that in that last quarter? Because even though you was making clutch buckets, you was letting it go back and forth. This is not the team you go back and forth with. Y'all are not that team. The Chicago is not that squad right now. And at the end of the day, what got you back in this game? Being crisp, being precise, cutting down on turnovers. What you go out there and do the fourth quarter, the complete opposite of the reason why you was in the hole to begin with. At the end of the day, y'all got to learn from y'all fucking mistakes. Yeah, this was going to be an ugly-ass win or loss, either way it goes. At the end of the day, y'all not learning from y'all mistakes. Teresa, you're not learning from your mistakes. I'm still looking at why are we still doing high lows with the biggest motherfucker in the room, Camila Cardoso, passing the ball to the motherfuckers low? And then you decided for that low man to be Michaela Onyenwere of all people.
Weird.
It just I know if I ask you that in your fucking face, you can give me a real answer. At the end of the day, you gotta be better. You got to be better. I understand it's growing pains. This wasn't no growing pains. This is flat out just that was bad.
That was
You
bad.
ain't learned from your mistakes. And at some point, you got to get it. You got to get it together. Because what the fuck was that? Go ahead, Drew.
No, I mean I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think looking at how this game and the story that developed over the course of this game, of course you could always talk about some of the mistakes that the Sky made, the 11 turnovers in the first half. You could talk about how that ultimately bites them in the ass. Like had that second quarter been closer, the Sky probably win this game theoretically, right? But you got to make those decisions when your team is giving that effort to win the game and putting in effort, because it would have been easy for them to pack it in the fourth quarter of this game or even going into the second half of this game. They didn't. They responded with really good energy. You want to make sure that as a coach, you build off that energy with putting your players in the proper positions. Teresa Weatherspoon didn't do it. And I'm not blaming this loss completely on Teresa Weatherspoon. There was some
Everybody.
bad officiating down the stretch of this game, as well as Scott making
Facts.
some mental mistakes. Kennedy Carter being emotional again, and it is what it is when that comes down to it. But I look at it from the point of that Bonner challenge not going the way of the Sky. It's almost like Teresa Weatherspoon almost banked on that going the way of the Sky, and it didn't. And it almost like it flustered her as a coach, and then she didn't know what to do. The fact that you did that coming off a fast break, yes, the Sun had two players back, but guess what? You could have got a quick shot up. You could have got a 2-for-1. You could have then used your timeout after they got a shot up to run an actual set and an actual play, because you didn't get any points out of the possession anyway. That's something that you have to look at as a coach, in my opinion. I know we got coaches in the chat, but like on that fast break opportunity, you run it, get a quick shot, let the Sun, I'm not let them get the shot off, but try to defend them well, try to force a turnover, and then when you do get the ball back, you can call a timeout, run an actual set. It was a lot of kind of course, hindsight things. It's easy for me to say this after the fact and things like that, but like those type of things are frustrating. They're frustrating, and like you said, the high low opportunity with Michaela Oniwerde being like that doesn't make any sense, especially with the way that Camila Cardoso was playing in this game. That's one of the things that have been a repeated problem for me with Teresa Weatherspoon. We have seen her multiple times with multiple different players not reward them for big nights. The time that Izzy was coming off the bench, she had like 8 points in like the third quarter. We didn't really see her in the fourth quarter. There was another with Michaela Oniwerde before the Olympic break where she was balling. We didn't see her in the fourth quarter. It's like you got to reward these ladies. Like when you want your players to stay engaged, I understand why the rotation shrunk. In the second half of this game, we basically just ran our starting five and Rachel Banham. That was basically all that really got the game in the second half of this game. I understand that. But if that's the 6 players that you're going to go with, you have to be even more intentional about how you're going to use those players in specific plays. It was almost like Teresa Weatherspoon was hoping some shit was going to stick. And that is what doesn't sit right with me.
I just think when the game is on the line, I just think it's universally known. You put the ball in your best play. I love LA, and it's really not about LA. And she missed the shot. She had a good look, but I much rather have Kennedy Carter take that shot. You live or die with Kennedy Carter taking that shot, bro.
And not even that, like I explained in a live, just her being on that play and forcing the defense to make a decision, that changes everything. You see, Alyssa Thomas didn't even look to go help. She's like, I live with her taking that mid range. If that's Kennedy, that's dive. Therefore, Kennedy has the option to shoot it or drop it down low, because Angel was right next to it and Camilla was damn near finna roll to the basket. You got to know KYP, know your personnel, and even then, you cannot just bank on that your player is going to have a similar quarter that they had, period. Because LA came out in the fourth quarter not in the same fashion that she came in with a third. So you have to realize, okay, she ain't got it right now. Move it. You didn't move it. You can't just sit here and be like, they're going to figure it out. And the reason I know you did that is because you said that in the last game we won. You just got to figure it out. Not all the time. Sometimes it's some shit that you can do to change the outcome of this game. And you didn't. You after that, Bonner, yes, bullshit refs. Yes, the refs didn't do us no favors. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to hear about refs when 80% of the play calls down the stretch didn't make sense. It just didn't. We're wasting so much time with LA waiting for some shit to happen, and then we give it to Rachel Bam. I want y'all to watch the last of that fourth quarter. That was so many times where we relied on Rachel to make an important decision.
She's just not good with ball handling.
She's not that player. Rachel, if she's not shooting, I don't want to see her touch the ball. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You have to know this shit. I get it. You got a lot of faith in these players. You feel like they you gotta go with what you know. And as a point guard, you need to know when the shit is shifting because we all felt it.
Yeah. Yeah. And shout out. I know we're going off on the Sky's loss today, but I do want to give shout out. Angel Reese becomes the first WNBA player in history tonight to have back-to-back 20 rebound games. So shout out to Angel Reese for making history yet again in her rookie season. Commend her for that. But Angel Reese, we got to talk about her. And I know we just talked about something that's a positive, is making history. But I'll say this. I'm not expecting it to happen this season. She is a rookie. Everything's not going to be perfect. But Angel Reese has to learn how to become more controlled on her offensive rebounds. She has to. Like the 3 for 12 today, you got to look at that. Like there's some times where literally had she gotten the rebound, taken a quick second. Now you got to be quick on it to kind of survey the field. If you got 3 people on you, there were several times this happened. She got the offensive rebound. There are literally 3 Connecticut Sun players right around you trying to keep you from putting it back. That means somebody got to be open.
Yeah.
You got to try to make a pass there. You got to try to make the pass. On a night where this Sky team overall identified how to get the ball to the bigs or when to get the ball to the bigs better, there's still times where they turned it over. I think about 5 of our turnovers was us trying to make an entry pass to open big had they been able to make it. Angel Reese also got to understand. All right, now I'll give her credit. She drew 8 fouls tonight, and some of that is because she was able to still take it up strong. So it wasn't all bad, but just I think something that could take her game to another level as far as the team aspect of it is that if on some of those offensive rebounds, you got to have it's kind of a second nature. It's a sixth sense in a way to understand where to get that ball to. Because if you got 3 players around you crowding, somebody got to be open on that perimeter.
It just got to click in your mind. Like I need you to go back when you back in Baltimore where you was playing point guard and realize sometimes you just need a pass. Like don't get me wrong, we understand what you bring and how much you getting a putback and a rebound does for a team. But at the same time, especially when Rachel Bannon wasn't having a bad shooting night, she was open on a lot of those times because you a threat down low. There's a reason why they're sending 3 motherfuckers to guard you. And another thing, you're slowly starting to not remember what Tina Charles told you. Take your time. Take your time. There are so many times when you get the ball and you just like, well, shit, I think a trap coming. I need to get it up. No. Be more poised and go up because that first half was just garbage.
It was
you
garbage.
missed like I think I counted 12 layups today. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's just flat out fucking unacceptable. We gotta that's something we're gonna work on in the off season, but you just gotta take your time. Because we see what happened in the second half. You took your time.
And sometimes you do want to try to get a putback quickly to try to get a foul on somebody if you feel like you have that interior position, and that's good. But it's just about being more intentional, right? Like and again, I'm not saying Angel's just a rebound. I'm not comparing this because I know some people get triggered when you bring up Dennis Rodman and Angel. I'm not saying Angel Reese needs or will be Dennis Rodman, but I'm saying some of one of the things of advice that she can take from Dennis Rodman is that he always tried to calculate what was going on. And right now, Angel Reese is operating off her instincts, and the instincts are great generally, but you need to add some more of that finesse in there. And I think she'll do that with the offseason of work. I think she'll do that for sure.
Yeah, both of you guys are absolutely correct. I would just say that that's the way she built. She's built beastly. If she get it, she probably played in games and it was like, go up. Y'all know how it is. And she tries to go up, but you are absolutely right. This is a professional game. There's three ladies on you. Kick the fucking ball out, Angel. That's it. Sometimes
not every time, but sometimes
kick it out, Angel. Yeah. She'll learn.
And listen, and I'm not trying to come down on just. We've talked a lot about a lot of players who did some things wrong in this game, and there's a fair shame to go around. Kennedy Carter, I love the fact that she was trying to facilitate a little bit more times out there, but the 6 turnovers, you got to get that together. Her and
Can't
Lindsay
happen.
Allen, I get it. You're doing the best that you can to be guards out there. You got to get those turnovers together. For 11 of our 16 turnovers to come from our 2 guards that play the most minutes. That's just
Crazy.
not going to cut it.
That's a
You got to do better than
that's
that.
a very hard game to win when your guards is doing it.
Yeah,
That's the most
fact.
important thing to do is to take care of the ball at the guard position.
And
Like,
great. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve. Finish
go
your
ahead.
point. Why don't I get
No,
to
go ahead. Go ahead.
great,
Go ahead.
great point from Miss Goody here. She says she cannot see. At least one of her teammates need to communicate where they are so Angel can pass out. 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
That's why I try to 100% agree with you.
that's a
Communication
fact.
on the court is one of the most important things for sure. So
Yeah, and we seen that even during the game with that time where it was a nice dish from Kennedy to Camilla. She just didn't see it coming because they're not there. You got to talk out there. Especially on the defensive side, but on the offensive side as well. If you're open, I don't give a damn. If you got to scream, hiss, jump, and jack. You got to let it be known, especially when she's getting crowded by 3 people. So facts. That's definitely a good point.
And that's why getting an actual point guard here has to be priority number 1 for this Sky team in this offseason. Number 1. You got to get you an actual point guard.
And
I
gotta say this, Vern just came to my attention. Kennedy was fucking reckless towards the end.
Oh yeah,
like
Kennedy,
I mean,
at the beginning she got the flagrant on Marina Mabry early in the game too.
I'm about to say, to be honest, the whole game you was a little reckless today because I don't want to talk about the emotional side because we already know, but down the stretch, I understand you're one of those players that can get a bucket at any time, but if you really want to be honest, since you've came back, them layups ain't falling as much as they did previous. You got to get back in rhythm, just like you did in this game when we was down 1. You came back in the game, was like, oh, I'm gonna take it up. You're cold as hell. You have to realize the situation, and that's the thing. A point guard will do a lot for this thing because somebody gonna be like, chill. We need to chill right here. Y'all need to. King Stepper, you said why we don't use Jefferson? We did. You know what she came out there did? She did a dumbass fade and we took her ass out the game.
yeah. It looked like Mariah Jefferson came in there and gave some defensive energy on those first couple of possessions. I was like, okay, all right, Mo. And then literally that lasted for about a minute and a half, and then it was all in the toilet after that. Now, I will say, like, if this game wasn't as close as what it is, do you give a little bit of a longer leash at points like that? Probably, but the Sky were fighting for their lives after about a minute and a half into the second quarter for this game for the remainder of it. So you kind of gotta restrict that some. Now, another thing that I'm not trying to pile on Teresa Weatherspoon here, but one thing, and I think it's evident. I've admitted, if anybody's seen more basketball from her over her career, please correct me in the chat. But thing that I've noticed of her time here with the Chicago Sky, Rachel Banham does not need to dribble the ball. Catch and shoots. Run her off pin downs, screens. She needs to be Rip Hamilton out there, meaning that everything needs to be you touch it, you shoot it, or you pass it. That's it. When you touch the ball, shoot it or pass it. That's it.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I was saying. Telling C-Dub, I was like, bro, what are we sitting here waiting for? Do you see Rachel get the ball? And then we sit here like, okay, she finna shoot it. Then she takes a dribble, and then it gets, you know what I mean? Turnover she got just because she started dribbling.
She turns her back. She can't
handle. She don't have a handle.
She look like Bob Cousy dribbling the ball, bro, turning her back to the defense, bro, with no pressure. It's bad.
You need to realize KYP, know your personnel. I've been saying it for the longest. Diamond don't need to be shooting no motherfucking threes. And guess what? She came out and shot a 3 today. We got Rachel out here trying to make important passes. Stop. She's not that. You got to learn this shit.
I like her as a shooter, but
like she had a good shooting night. But outside of that, when she wasn't shooting, she was fucking up. And she plays solid defense too. I give her that as well.
She did.
But at the same time, like, you have to understand who's on your team, what they doing, and when they supposed to be doing it. Because there was a lot of I don't know what we're doing right now moments. And that's been a correlation over the long of this season. So we got to do better. We got to do better.
Hey, I want
But
to give a shout out to LA though. Like I said, I don't blame that final shot to tie it up on her. I don't think it should have been her, but she did some great things in the fourth to keep the Sky in it. She did some great things.
she
I
did.
just I just don't think that she should have
That
took that
fourth
shot.
quarter just wasn't it. Like I
It
said,
wasn't.
that third quarter from LA was excellent.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to that fourth.
yeah,
And
bro.
and to be honest, it wasn't just her. A lot of players was kind of lacklusters in that fourth.
Yeah,
Rachel wasn't Rachel of the last few quarters in the
yeah.
fourth. Cardoso couldn't do shit because y'all won't give it a ball.
About give her the ball, bro. Gee.
Fucking missed 3 shots tonight, and y'all ass ain't giving the ball down the stretch. I don't think she touched the ball the last 2 minutes.
I don't think. I don't think she
Maybe
touched the ball.
5.
Maybe the last
Five.
second half of the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. Like,
Yeah.
and again, that goes back to what, like, you got to reward your players. You got to run some actual plays. You can't just be doing shit out there. Like, and again, I commend the Sky for the comeback attempt, because there would have there a lot of times most teams would have packed it in. Like, the Sky came out with a completely different energy in that third quarter, and they snatched that lead back from the Connecticut Sun. But down the stretch of this game, again, when it became a chess match, the Sun made better moves than we did, and that's just what it
They
is.
took
And
our king and our queen quick.
Yeah.
No, bro. And that third quarter was really ignited by Angel Reese. And I call her a psycho when she get in those modes, when she just become ultra competitive. She literally energized her team and brought them all the way back, and even took a 1-point lead.
Yeah.
This young lady, she's going to be great. She's imperfect. I think every player in the WNBA is not perfect. Everybody's imperfect. She definitely got some things to work in, but you cannot contest her impact on the game. When she's on, she's on. And she can win against
like
any team. Any team. I don't care who it is. That was Alyssa Thomas. And she scored it on her and said, "You are small." I ain't never seen nobody do that to Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, remember how it started off against Alyssa Thomas that first game when Alyssa Thomas
choke slammed her.
Yeah,
she rock bottomed.
Yeah, so there was and I took that personally. And, again, and as I said before, man, I understand a lot of people dislike Marina, but look at what Marina did off the bench for this Sun team, man.
Yeah,
it's hard to overcome.
She had a great game.
She led the team in scoring off the bench. Bench. So, I mean, and Carrington, while she didn't shoot well today, she definitely got in a lot of Sky players' head today. She definitely got to.
She an irritant. She an irritant for sure. Yeah, that whole team is a bunch of floppers, though. I really don't like that. I don't like that brand of basketball. I like to play straight up, but I guess that's what's going on in basketball now. You can't win unless you flop around and get calls from the ref. But I hate that brand of basketball.
Listen, I get why you're saying that, but like, listen, if you watch the Aces don't flop at all.
You're right, absolutely, 100%. Play ball.
Yeah, like
the coach gonna get in their ass if she sees some weak shit like that.
That's a fact.
She didn't do that, so y'all not doing that.
Yeah. All right, we got some super chats to get to before we get up out of here today. Let's get to these super chats. One from Kai Young says, "Why was the bigs on the perimeter the whole fourth quarter?"
Did you see that? Did you see that all out set? Y'all, I remember that all 5 was around the 3-point line. I'm like, what is this set? What are we doing? It was just awful, bro.
Yeah,
awful.
Yeah, it's bad.
I can't tell you, bro, because I was sitting here trying to figure. I'm still thinking of shit at the 6-minute mark. That's how
That's hilarious. Quentin in the building says, "Hey guys, who do you think will be the perfect point guard for Chicago Sky coming out of the college in the 2025 draft?" Well, let's get through. I won't say for sure before we get through the college season. That's one thing that's how it's kind of backwards how the WNBA works. But I do think that the Sky will be in a place to take Tahina, Olivia, and probably Citron from Notre Dame are the 3 that I kind of have my eye on.
I
there.
like
What about
the young.
you, oh, go ahead, C-Dub.
I was just gonna add. I like the young lady from Notre Dame. I've been watching a couple point guards in college. I think that's her name. I just barely watched it.
With the goggles.
Yeah.
She
go.
What about you, Steve-O?
I already told y'all. I need to see the pick, and I need to see how these guards look at the end of the season because it's a whole different beast when it comes to college girls. It is.
Okay. All right, let's get into this
Oh
next
yeah,
one.
that girl from Kentucky is not Georgia. She is not.
Oh yeah, Georgia is nice. She's nice as well. I know a lot of people have been saying Raven. I don't think she's coming out this draft though.
Yeah,
Is
I
she
think
for
she's
sure?
gonna do. No, I think she'll do another year because
Okay.
like she still got a lot of things to develop, in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you see that there was a mock draft release? I can't remember the outlet that did it, and they had Paige going number 2, and I'm like,
What? That don't make no damn sense.
you just wanted to be different. You just wanted to get clicks on that article. You just wanted to be
It was
strange.
Dilbert.
Everybody was there. Yes, it was a Dilbert like person.
Yahoo, because I don't know how to say whatever we got going on. Kappa Yahoo, is that how you say that? Camilla must be the priority and give some good passes inside the paint. Listen, I won't say she needs to be the priority. She does need good passes inside the paint, but the thing is, we have no point guard to make those passes right now. None.
And that's a shame. That's a shame.
I'm about to say, you see, we tried to, we did pass it in.
We tried today, yeah, and a lot of it ended up in the turnover. So
that's basic basketball. I
I
can't
need to see if Ricky Rubio got a dot out here or something like this. Shit
can the Sky get a call? Apparently,
hell no.
It was awful officiating.
We damn near got to get our ass beaten shot to get a call. Like,
yeah.
So that's where we stand, man. But
they went to the line 36 times.
Kiki might go number 1 overall if USC does well. I'll tell you what, and that's who they had in that mock too. If Kiki goes number 1 overall, not to shit on Kiki, because I do think she's an amazing prospect. Make no mistake about it. I just would be surprised because Paige has been clearly the number 1.
Paige going number 1.
But this what I'll say. Okay, if it's looking like Dallas, so it looked like Satu might be out of there.
Yeah, Satu.
That's why
I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah,
I can see where you're going with that. And Satu, please consider Chicago. Go ahead and come over to Chicago.
Yeah,
I need to get hip on. I keep hearing her name. She got a raw ass name, Satu,
and she got a raw ass game too.
Yeah.
What is she? A point guard?
She's a forward.
She a forward, but she could play the 3.
BL Jet says, I swear Billy Donovan was in the huddle on the last play. That looked like a Bulls final shot. Bro, no, because the Bulls wouldn't even been able to get it inbounded. So that's like
You're right. You're right.
You can see Zach right now.
Yeah. Dribble off the foot.
That's crazy. Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Y'all making me feel like I just watched the Bulls game. This is how I feel right now. I feel like after a Bulls game right now.
You're the best live caller in the business, bro. So it is what it is. By the way, did y'all see Adam Amin's hair at that Bears game?
I did.
Did he get a pressing curl? Did Adam Amin get a pressing curl?
He just called
crazy,
it real
bro.
nice. I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him
that,
bro. You telling me this nigga looking like LA Knight now,
bro?
That motherfucker.
Bro, he could be in the Soul Glow commercial right now, bro.
Now how the hell that works?
Bro, he literally he looked like, so when women take off the wig cap and their hair be laid down, like that's how his hair looked, but he wore it as a hairstyle.
He was trying something different, gang. Look at Steve trying to look for it.
Bro.
I'm so
I saw that and I was like, hey man, what the fuck?
Oh,
but anyway,
no, we don't want no Sue Bird. She's like 58. You tweaking. What is wrong with these people?
She is a bird at this point.
Anyway, you guys can follow us at Chicago Sky Power. And thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been giving us through the season. We got 12 more games to get through this season. And let's hope that you have some better results going forward, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Chicago Sky Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. Chicago Sky Central at gmail. Why can't I say that? Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. Like I know, right? If you guys want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related, and we'll see you guys the next time we go to Skytown, y'all.